Okay, so this is going to be a rant on Naughty Dog Fanboys. I was going to add the Fanboys of Insomniac games, but I'm just going to mention a little bit of it about how Insomniac actually screwed up. Okay, so Insomniac Games made the Spyro series. It was a great hit, sort of like the Crash series, which I'll get into later. And they sold great, but then for a random reason they decided to abandon the series, and it led to bad games like this: Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. Just look at this, it's terrible, and it's a greatest hit. That makes no sense. But this was when the PlayStation exclusive title was gone. It was Spyro was introduced to the Xbox and the GameCube, which brought new fans to the series, but also just took away one of Sony's mascots. Sort of like if Mario went third party. That's kind of what it's like. Man. So they just messed up. Every single non-Insomniac developed Spyro game, except for like Dawn of the Dragon, are bad games. And it's just that the gameplay is just alike, so, and it's just terrible, really, these games. It takes the regular gameplay that you take in a Spyro game and just mess up it all. They changed the character design so badly. Just look at Spyro's Adventure, Skylanders. And Spyro now breathes ice. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. I don't know if my camera's pointing to it, but I try. So, all these forced new gimmicks is just terrible. And it's not really the same. Insomniac really messed up. But Naughty Dog is continuously screwing up. They never learn from their mistakes. Let's start off with the Crash Bandicoot series. Crash Bandicoot was a huge success when it came out. They had Crash Bandicoot action figures, Crash Bandicoot everything. Everything Crash Bandicoot. It was a hit. It was like on par with Mario and Sonic. That's how popular it was. So, after they completed all 3 Crash games, which 2 out of 3 are bad games, and then they made a racing game which was pretty good, they decided to randomly abandon the series. So, what came first was a party game released by I don't know who. So they made a party game for the PS1, and it was, it was good. But what the fanboys of Naughty Dog don't understand is that all the other besides the handheld ones, all the other console Crash games that were not made by Naughty Dog are not bad games at all. And here I'm going to explain why. Crash 4, Wrath of Cortex. Similar gameplay, similar story, similar to Crash Warped. It has that feel to it, and the graphics are slightly improved. So, what makes Crash 4 suddenly bad? I bet if they lied to you and say that Naughty Dog made the game, people would praise this. It's that Naughty Dog flavor that people are just obsessed with, and it really doesn't make a difference. Then you got Crash Twinsanity, which is a great game. Crash Nitro Kart, great game. Crash Tag Team Racing, Now, this is the first game by Radical Entertainment, and people hate Radical Entertainment. They closed down, so I know a lot of people are happy about that, but they never ruined the Crash games. Crash was never ruined. It's you fanboys that decided to think that the series was ruined while it was still going strong. I mean, it's just so stupid to say something like that. Crash Tag Team Racing completely innovated, like, gaming. It's not recognized as such, but I believe it as such. You don't see any game like Crash Tag Team Racing at all. And if you do, tell me. Because I don't know any game that's like Crash Tag Team Racing at all. Completely original, completely innovative. And then here comes the game that people say is the worst Crash game ever. Crash of the Titans. Wow. I seem like the only person that likes the game. And I wish to review the game someday. But Crash of the Titans is not a bad game at all. It's not. Just because it has a few changed character models, which are bad. I do admit the character models are bad. Some of them at least. Only like 2 or 3. Aku Aku, Uka Uka, and Tiny Tiger. They're the only bad designs at all in the Crash of the Titans. But using the Titans and stuff, that's another innovation. It's a great style of gameplay. It's unique, and another thing people complain about is that the spinning attack isn't the main thing. Well, change has to come, doesn't it? Seriously, I mean, like, you can't just keep spinning. The punching attacks are good, and Crash doesn't die after one hit like he did in the other games. I hated that. Oh, and one more thing that people hate is that there's no more Wumpa fruits. Well, there are, but you don't keep collecting them. But the thing about that is, why does it matter? It doesn't matter. That's the thing. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't affect the gameplay at all. Collecting mojo. It's basically the same. And then there was Crash Mind Over Mutant, which people said were still bad. It basically is a direct sequel to Crash of the Titans. It's a great game. Just as good as Crash of the Titans. And like the 360 versions of both of those games, you could tell the graphics pretty good. Not like, on par like AAA status, but it's pretty good. And you fanboys are gonna keep saying, "Oh no, it's bad." But let me get on to the second series that Naughty Dog created. This series is called Jak and Daxter. Another series Naughty Dog just decided to just abandon. Now, they didn't sell the rights to the Jak series, but they sold the rights to the Crash series, so you'll never ever see a Naughty Dog developed Crash game ever. They basically sold their soul to the devil. But other companies made money off of Crash. They made good games, and that's just the way it goes. Jak and Daxter, same thing. Jak 1, 2, and 3, great games. Jak X, it's a racing game, it's good. And then people hate Jak the Lost Frontier. Seriously? Why do you hate the Lost Frontier so much? It's not bad at all. Jak 4 The Lost Frontier is not bad at all. Even Daxter isn't a bad game, like Daxter for the PSP. They're all good games. And I like the PS2 port a little bit better just because the controls are better. But I don't know. They're not bad games at all. They're not too different from the trilogy games. But I don't know, the fanboys are just gonna continue. It's just, like, sad. And then they're gonna keep complaining until Naughty Dog makes a Jak game. Any other Jak and Daxter game that's not made by Naughty Dog, bad thing. And then there's, like, a great series that Naughty Dog started 5 years ago called Uncharted. Now, the guy who did the Insomniac versus Naughty Dog showdown keeps saying that Uncharted is a mixture of Gears of War and Tomb Raider. Okay, first of all, let me cover the Gears of War situation. Gears of War, the first one, was released in 2006, which is the same year that Uncharted 3 began development. So, if Uncharted 3 was in development before Gears of War 1 was released, how could they have copied Gears of War? That makes no sense at all. And, you know, this is a similar thing that fanboys say. Gears of War, Gears of War. First of all, it doesn't even resemble Gears of War in any single way possible. Gears of War is a third-person shooter. How does that have anything to do with Uncharted? Uncharted 3, it's not really considered a platformer, but it has platforming strategies, and jumping on rails, it's kind of like a platformer. It's not considered a platformer, it's like a third-person sort of thing. It's not really a shooter, but you know what I mean. It's a unique style, and it's much different from Tomb Raider, too. And Tomb Raider is just not the same. You don't climb as much ledges, there's not too much, you know, the graphics are amazing in, you know, Uncharted, and, yeah. Uncharted was great. Uncharted 1, Drake's Fortune. Uncharted 2 was great. They added a multiplayer feature, which I played all the time. And then, Uncharted 3 was good, except my disc randomly cracked. I didn't get to the story yet, but, hey, I don't know if I even want to rebuy that crap. I mean, I'm not saying that Uncharted is crap, I'm just saying, like, the disc is crap. Which goes into my digital versus disc content video you can check out. But, and now since they're making The Last of Us, who knows? There have been rumors that they're abandoning the Uncharted series as well. Which, if they do so, I'm gonna be really upset. Because Uncharted Golden Abyss for the PlayStation Vita was not a bad game at all. I loved it. They could have added a multiplayer feature, though, since PS Vita lacked any multiplayer capabilities, like any multiplayer games at launch, and Uncharted Golden Abyss was a launch title. But Ben Studio missed out on that, and they forced a whole bunch of touch controls. It was a great story. It's like a prequel to Uncharted 1. Even though Ben Studio says it's not a prequel, even though it takes place before the events of Uncharted 1. But, that aside, it's not a bad game. It's good. It's sort of on par with the other three games. But if they abandon the Uncharted series, that would make no sense. Uncharted is a huge success. And The Last of Us looks amazing, graphics-wise, but I don't see it to be a replacement for anything. You see, that's some credit you should give to Insomniac Games. They worked on the Resistance series while working on the Ratchet & Clank series. So, Insomniac Games is definitely the superior developer company, because they actually care about their fans, unlike Naughty Dog. But the fanboys are worse than Naughty Dog. The fanboys just hate every single non-developed Naughty Dog game. Every single one. I even saw some fanboys hating Golden Abyss for no reason. Man, you guys are just idiots, man. People that are just like Crash fanboys and Jack and Daxter fanboys. Like, anyone that's a fanboy is an idiot. I've explained that, and people have said, "Oh, fanboys, don't judge someone just because they're a fanboy." What? Seriously. But I'm afraid to see how long I spent making this video, so I'm just gonna end it right here. I made all the points I wanted to make, and that basically wraps up this video. Stupid fanboys of Naughty Dog, which love every single Naughty Dog game ever created, and most of the Naughty Dog games created except for Crash 1 and 2 are great. All of them, really, except for Crash 1 and 2 are great games, good games. But the fact that Naughty Dog is actually not a good developing company, and the fanboys keep supporting it, just makes no sense. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching this video. I can't wait to see what I'm gonna get in the comment section. You're such an idiot, don't talk about Naughty Dog like that. Goodbye.